Hey guys, welcome back to Papa Prepper. T here. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. Mine wasn't too bad. Back to work, so you know how that goes. 2 days to the big dance. That could be Wednesday. I definitely think it has, all the elements to be a very big setting everything off day. You got Tifa going to be there, BLM's going to be there, Proud Boys are going to be there, Trump's going to be there. There's so many elements. So many different things that could happen Wednesday. Everything from a terrorist attack to assassination attempts. It's just a big melting pot for calamity. Anything. But I really don't want to get into too much of the political stuff. It's everywhere. We all know what's going to happen. As far as presidency goes, I'm pretty sure it's done. Maybe not. There's always hope. But I think it's done. So, I've got a list here. It's kind of a prepper debate, okay? I'm going to read the options, and then I'll give you my personal opinion, and then you guys can, in the comments, voice your opinions, or, whatever you feel like doing. I'll go ahead and ask if you can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you're feeling. I get it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and share these videos as much as you would like. Anybody could get anything from them. That's what I'm here for. Just trying to help people, guys. So first on my list is, would you barter food and water or save it for yourself? Now, me personally, given our circumstances, we are fortunate enough to have a well. Even through the hottest, driest droughts of summer, it's never went dry. We're on city water now, but we have a well literally 15 feet from our house. So I think I could barter with water, but now food, that would just kind of depend on the circumstances for me. If they needed a pound of flour or something like that, some dried goods, I would consider it, depending on what they have to offer. They're not getting meat. I'm not coming off of any meat. What I got is what I got. I can't get rid of the protein, and, I can't do it. So for me, I think I could barter with some water, and I think I could do pretty good bartering with water. But I guess, hopefully, we'll never find out. But bugging in or bugging out. Now again, y'all know my stand on that. We're staying right where we're at until the absolute, we just can't anymore. Whether it be we run out of food, or we, it just becomes a danger zone, a war zone, natural disaster, somebody burns down the house, whatever, but then, and we do have, we have a bug out plan. We're just really hoping to not have to use it. Well, hell, we don't want to bug in either, but if it comes down to it, that's what we're going to do. We're staying put. Talk about prepping or keep your mouth shut. That one's an iffy. I'm really kind of, I guess I'm right on the fence with that one. It completely would depend on who I was talking to. I do got a couple neighbors here that, they're pretty much on board. They understand the severity of the situation. But as far, for me, it's just close. I can count on well, outside of my family, and not everybody, there's only few family members that know what I do or what we do. But outside of my immediate family that knows, I could count on one hand the people that know. And they don't know what I have. They just know what I do. So, that's your total discretion. I mean, I like to think that I've always been a damn good judge of character. So, if I trust you enough to show you what I got, you're somebody. I'll just leave it at that. Help zombies / refugees, or shoot them, or chase them off, or, whatever the case may be. That, for me, that's kind of on the fence too. I mean, like I said, it goes back to being a decent judge of character, but a lot of people's character will change in certain situations. Whether it be somebody you've never met before or the kid you went to kindergarten with. The times that are coming will change people. Right now, I'm the most peaceful, loving, giving man you'll probably ever meet in your life. Now, SHTF, everything goes down, and my family's dependent on me, I'm hoping and praying that I can become the hard ass that I need to be. I mean, I've always been that guy that people can depend on. And the only guy I'm going to be that for is my family when this goes down. So, it would have to be somebody that I love a lot for me to take them in and not turn them away and chase them off. Now, if, strangers coming up to my property, and am I going to immediately, shoot them? And, no, I'll make it known that I can. But, I'm not just going to go out popping people off that walk up in my yard, I'll give them a chance from the yard. They're not coming in my house. They can speak their piece from several yards away, and then we'll go with it from there. Surviving alone or in a group. And when I say alone, I mean the lone wolf, not your family alone, just completely 100% by yourself. Okay, obviously I have a family, but with that aside, even if I was, alone, I wouldn't want to be alone. I mean, it's just, there's too much to do to handle this alone. Let alone physically. You be completely alone, bugging out in the woods, off grid, wherever you're at. You're going to lose your mind eventually. You won't know that you've lost your mind, but you're going to be, you'll be out there. And I just, ultimately, that trumps, because I'm scared to death to fly. I did it one time. It'll never happen again. I'm scared of heights, but I am terrified of being alone, like for a long period of time. Which, if I have to, that's something, I'll deal with that if that day ever comes. But, for me, I would never want to go through this alone. Never. What disasters are we prepping for? Me personally, all of them. I mean, we have the chance, right? And actually, I said that last night too in my video. Right now, we have the chance for any of the above to happen. Civil unrest, nuclear war, excuse me, natural disasters, martial law, civil unrest, economic collapse, even the mega volcano, yep, what's that place in Wyoming? Anyway, out there, that big volcano. Lord, I can't think. But anyway, I mean, we have all that could happen anytime. Hell, it's all happening at once, you know. So I choose all of them. Which pretty much, to me, prepping is prepping. For whatever the case may be, you know, you if you're a prepper, you're the point is to be ready for anything. So just picking one thing, I don't see how you'd really. I guess you could just prep for one thing, but why? Okay. Would you? Which do you think is more beneficial? Your knowledge and skills, or your gear, or lack thereof? For me, I'm on the fence with that one too. Because, a lot of your skills and stuff, you're going to have the gear to do it. And if you're not very skilled, there's a lot of gear that can help you out. So it's kind of 50-50. If you got some basic skills and good gear, that's the ultimate. The ultimate would be like, be skilled and excellent in everything from building shelters to building fires to purifying water to, if you're an ace at all that and got awesome gear, that's you're the top of the game right there. But because it kind of goes, your knowledge and skills are only as good as your gear will allow you to be in a lot of cases. So I think those walk pretty closely, hand in hand for me personally. And there's a next part that's going to play into this question that I'm going to go into. Join a mag, yay or nay? Ideally, I think everybody would be better joining a mag. But also, say, your mag, say you have a roundup for your mag and it's 50 miles away, STHF or SHTF hits, are you going to be able to get there? Are you going to join the mag and, do the training and dedicate your time to this group, and then when it comes down to it, you can't even get there and they can't get to you, And I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Absolutely. If you have a good, dependable mag, you can join, and, there's no doubt in your mind that, even if you can't meet up with them, in the SHTF, at least you've acquired, a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge about what's going on, So if you had a mag, you could join, and, because I think, most mags, they have, classes and, training sessions and bug out mocks and, things like that. So if you could join and attend all of that stuff, then absolutely. Whether you'd be able to get there ultimately in SHTF or not, you would acquire a lot of good skills. So, that's something I would definitely do. And then the next part of this I'm going to go straight into is what I think would be beneficial. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not currently really in a mag, so to speak. I guess if you count my family, I've got a decent, small mag, I guess. My family here and my immediate family. Or my other, you know what I mean. But like I said, if you can make it, at least to, it would be beneficial in the long run for you to learn a lot of things. Even though, it comes down to it, you might not be able to get there, or they can't get to you. You'll still have that knowledge. And here is some things, me personally, like I said, my opinion, the kind of people that you should look for, I think, if you're going to build a mag. Because being in a mag is pretty, it's, some people are like, yeah, just show up, I've talked to a couple different people, and some of them are like, yeah, just show up, we'll we'll introduce you to everybody, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then some people, it's like enlisting in the military. Like, they want to know everything about you. They want to know, you know, what kind of gear you got, and how many, you know, what kind of stockpile you're sitting on, what kind of skills you bring to the table, what, you know, and that's how I think it should be. But with that being said, I don't care how bad you want to start a mag, do not tell them what you got until you are in with these people. You've come to know them, you trust them, they trust you. You know, don't tell them what you've got, and don't tell them your address. That's my personal opinion. But I'm kind of telling you not to do that. But like I said, that's my opinion. Because say, you know, Joe Bob up the holler there, he wants to, you know, build a mag. Well, you know, you get in with him, whatever, and you come home in a couple weeks, you've been robbed, all your food's gone, your guns are gone, your ammo's gone, you're wiped out. What are you going to do? What can you do? You know, I mean, you can do the obvious. You haul your ass up to Joe Bob's and go get it back. But still, you don't want to get yourself in that situation. So, I mean, if you do join a mag, like I said, really get to know these people, and, you know that you can trust them before you disclose any kind of information to them. But anyway, here are some of the types of people that I think, if you're building a mag, you would want to look for, okay? Somebody that's good with animals. Like somebody that knows how to breed animals. Somebody that knows how to feed animals. Somebody that knows, you know, basically, like if you want chickens for eggs and rabbits for meat and goats for milk, and you want somebody there that can take care of those animals, that, you know, can ensure that all that's going to happen. You know, you're going to get your eggs, you're going to, you know, and of course, you know, resources are going to be limited, so they can only do so much, you know. But as far as taking care of them, tending to the animals, you know, it'd be good to have some people with that skill set. Cleaning. You know, and I don't mean just basic like washing your hands, washing dishes, whatever. You know, say it is, you know, say COVID does mutate again, but it is genuinely bad. Not just hyped up the way it is, but it's legitimate, like it is going to kill you if you get it. You're going to want somebody just designated to sanitize and clean and boil stuff, and, you know, you're going to want somebody to take care of that part of it. Clothing. Obviously, you know, if you're forced to bug out, your clothes are going to be limited, okay? And it's eventually going to start falling apart, rips and tears, and you're going to want somebody that can, you know, mend your shirts and patch your jeans and fix your shoes, and, you know, you're going to want somebody, and that is a skill set, you know. I mean, like I've heard a lot of elderly people, you know, talking about bugging out or bugging in, how they're just, you know, basically they think of themselves as a waste of space. But all of them, well, I won't say all, but a lot of the ones I've heard say that can sew all day long. They can make blankets, they can make clothes, not just fix them. They can make clothing, you know, and all this stuff, but they don't think that's a skill that's deemed necessary, and it is. Communication. Okay. Grid down, bugging out, or bugging in, whatever. There's not going to be, you know, most likely, there's not going to be cell phones, internet. You know, even if there is still internet, we're not going to have it. You know, that'll be for the big people. So you're going to want somebody that knows how to operate and, you know, use and utilize CB radios and ham radios, you know, things like that. So hopefully if there is anybody else out there, you know, with resources looking to join up, or, you know, if there is trouble coming your way, at least maybe you can get a heads up. Construction, carpentry, non-power tool carpentry. Like a true craftsman is somebody that you're going to maybe try to get in your mag. Somebody that can just take a pile of, you know, whatever, and build you a nice not weatherproof, but a shelter, you know, or tools, or whatever it is you need constructed. you know, a true craftsman carpenter would be definitely somebody you would want on board and on your side. Cooking, that's kind of obvious. You know, you're sitting on all this food you've stockpiled, and everybody else is bringing food, but if nobody knows how to cook and, you know, cook what with what to make it taste decent, and, you know, it's just like, you know, yeah, you're going to survive, but I'd rather have good tasting food because it'll make you feel better. It's a morale booster. You know, you can have, you know, if you need comfort food, they might be able to whip that up. You know, just, it'd be nice to have somebody that can actually make a meal instead of just cooking some rice and throwing some hamburger, or not even hamburger, but whatever, some Spam in there, you know, whatever. It'd be nice to have somebody that could actually cook. Now this one, of course, it's going to be pretty primitive, but somebody that can take care of your teeth. A lot of people don't think about that. But once, I mean, grid goes down, you're eventually, I mean, there are like baking soda and all this stuff you can brush your teeth with, but say, you know, once that stuff's gone, you know, your teeth are going to start, it's inevitable. You know, your teeth are going to start getting in bad shape, and you're going with somebody there that can at least remove a tooth for you, or, you know, maybe have another way of cleaning, or has cleaning tools, you know, like whatever it is they used way back in the day, maybe they know how to use that stuff. So, I mean, a lot of people are probably like, yeah, that's not a good idea, but I think personally, if you just happen to come across somebody that can take care of your teeth and they need a mag, why not? Fire making, of course. I'm not even going to get into that. First aid. Man, if you can score a nurse, snatch them up. If they're needing a mag and you know, like I know, I've done first aid and CPR for over 20 years, but if I have a RN that's looking for a mag, hell yes, I'm going to welcome her in, you know, or him, sorry. Because that's definitely beneficial. Because say something happens to me, you know, who's going to take care of everybody else? So yes, by all means, you know, if you got somebody, an RN or a doctor that you trust, and they're looking for a mag, welcome in. Food storage, and again, this is going to be back to more of the, you know, earlier late 1800s. But if they know how to do the old school canning, dehydrating, curing, smoking, stuff like that, definitely somebody you're going to want. Because say it's the middle of the summer and, you know, you're fortunate enough to bag a big old deer or a bear or something, how are you going to keep that meat? You know, you can't just live on little game. Because, I mean, you'll starve to death. I mean, say you got 10 people in your mag, tribe, whatever you want to call them, you know, just to get enough to eat, you're talking like 15 to 20 squirrels for a meal of 10 people. You know, you're going to want a way to can and preserve big game. So that's definitely somebody you would want. Gardening, horticulture, agriculture. You know, you definitely want somebody that knows how to grow a garden, to maintain a garden, get your best yield with what you have. Somebody that knows, you know, the natural type of fertilizers and stuff like that that you can use, you know, because everything that you have, you're going to want to get as many uses out of it as you can. So if you have, you know, say, you know, you fish and all this, well, fish innards and fish heads and stuff, that is excellent fertilizer. But, you know, you might not have known that. Or the people that you do have in your mag might not have known that. 9 chances out of 10 they did. But just saying, you know, there's always going to be information like that one person knows and 15 other didn't, you know. So somebody definitely that can work the land. A gatherer. You know, because you're going to be busy enough with everything else. You're going to want somebody that can go out in the woods and pick plants for medicinal uses, or pick plants that can be eaten, or, you know, gathering firewood, and, you know, even scouting scouting out for hunting, they can do that. It's a gatherer, is definitely one of the most important people, I think, in the mag. Gunsmithing. Now granted, eventually we're probably going to run out of gun cleaning equipment. But there's a lot of things you can use to clean your guns, and, rim oil, Vaseline. I think I hit on that stuff last night, but you want somebody that can take them apart and clean them. And I mean, they could be doing that after you get back from hunting and you're, processing your meat. You got somebody that can take care of your guns, keep them in check, make sure they're sighted in. It'd be nice to have somebody to just do that for you. Hunters and fishermen, fisherwomen, whatever. Definitely. Because it's not as easy as it sounds. And a lot of folks, makes it look easy or sound easy, and it's not. I've had days I'd go out and catch them one right after the other. I can, catch catfish all night. And then there's 2 or 3 weeks in a row you go and don't catch nothing. I mean, it's not easy. So if you can get a skilled hunter or a fisherman, definitely. I mean, it just goes without saying. That's somebody you want. A mechanic. Now that's kind of, that is a very good person to have, because you're going to want, your bug out vehicle, and not even just bug out vehicle. If you've had a way, you're sitting on a stockpile of gasoline and you have like a garden tractor or a tiller at least for this next growing season, but it breaks down and you don't know a thing about it. Any mechanic can basically any mechanic can do a small engine too. So even if, say, it's an EMP, so maybe your car don't run, but your lawnmower still will. Your tiller still will. Your weed eater, your whatever, anything that you might need, and you still got a bunch of gas, this guy can fix it, most likely. So having a mechanic around is definitely a plus. Or, the mechanic, even if you're like bugging in, and you don't necessarily have a mag, but, say still the same way, if this guy can at least get to your house, a lot of these people are good just to know, just in case of a what if situation, even if you're just bugging in, getting to know these kind of people. So say you do have something that comes up, and the next one is a good example, plumbing. Say it's grid down, you don't have electricity, but maybe you still have running water. Maybe you have well water, so you still, you're going with somebody, if your toilet clogs up, or, your water lines freeze, if you've got a way to fix it, at least you got somebody that can maybe come and try to fix it for you, Definitely security. That's probably, like, if I had to pick a top 3, that would be in the top 3. I mean, because there's more to security than just being able to shoot a gun. Even if you're a marksman, there's more to security than just being able to hit what you're aiming at. You want intel, you want surveillance, you want people out scouting, to make sure that they're not sneaking up on you from the back. And, you want people that can, there is so much more to security than just shooting your gun or cutting somebody or, hitting them with a crossbow. Because if they do have an awesome security team, they could have your neck cut before you even pick up your gun. You're going to want the best security you can possibly wrangle up. This probably being one of the top 3 as well. Okay, say I have a top 5. I'd have to have a top 5, I guess, because water purification. So you definitely want, and see what I'm saying about bugging out or doing this alone? This is a lot of stuff, a lot of skill that you're going to have to know, have down, no doubt in your mind that you can do. There's no way. I know people have done it, but there's a lot of stuff to be able to know how to do. I just think it'd be easier with a group. But water purification, you're going to want somebody that knows how to purify water, that can build a rain collecting system or rain catchment system, somebody that can build a Berkey, with buckets or whatever, and somebody that knows how to take activated charcoal and sand and everything and make a big water purifier. And you're going to want somebody that knows how to do all that stuff in and out, every aspect of it. Oops, sorry guys if I keep hitting the microphone. It's coming in the mail. I've got a bracket that'll put it up here in front of me, so you'll be able to hear me better. I won't be hitting it, and you ain't got to stare at this the whole time. So, that's all I got for this evening, guys. I hope out of all that rambling, you found a couple things maybe useful. Something I want your guys. Well, no, I won't bring that up yet. Excuse me. But anyway, that's really all I've got for tonight. Yeah, I would definitely take some of those questions that I asked, and if it's, just with your spouse, whatever, just kind of debate and the pros and cons and make sure, everybody's on the same page. And, and I spoke about, elderly or, disabled folks think that they're absolutely rendered helpless, during this situation, and they're not. A lot of them people are amazing. Most of them are amazing because they've learned how to compensate for the other things they lack. Like somebody I know, very, very well. Dude, she can crochet sweaters. She can make blankets. She can make stocking caps. She can make anything. But she thinks that she's just she thinks she's in the way because she's disabled. She's not as disabled as she thinks she is, but she just don't realize that sometimes. And there's a lot of people with that mindset. They think just because they can't walk very well that they can't contribute, and that's so wrong. I mean, you can cook. You could probably clean. Like I said, they can sew. They could take care of the firearms. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've got that's what I've done for over 20 years. I've taken care of the mentally handicapped, the, medically fragile, senior citizens. I've done it all. I've taken care of every walk of life. And a lot of these people are so down on themselves, and they can do incredible things. It's just they don't see themselves as incredible, and that's where we come in. And that's why I made that video, about if you're bugging out alone and somebody needs help, take them with you. Help them. They got plenty of usefulness. It's not like you're just lugging somebody around. I guarantee it. Once you get to know them, they're very useful. So, anyway, I'll quit rambling / preaching, and not sure what I'm going to do about tomorrow night. I got some goodies coming in to kind of enhance my videos a little bit. I got to figure out how to do everything. I've got a second monitor, so hopefully like when I do live streams or whatever, I can, click and drag stuff over here so I can show it while I'm talking about it, and stuff like that, so I can, that's the least I can do. You guys subscribe and watch me. At least I can give you the best quality videos that I possibly can. It might take a couple days to figure it all out, but it's all we got's time, right? But until tomorrow night, guys, God bless each and every one of y'all, and keep each other safe. Keep our country in your prayers, our president in your prayers. Pray for everybody. It's going to be a Washington, D.C. Wednesday. That's all we can do, man. We can, Hope for the best, prep for the worst. Till next time, y'all. God bless. Papa Prepper out.